Nick.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the 804 Podcast, episode 32.
32.
Yes, sir.
Thirsty.
Magic.
We got our guest today. We got Ethan Evans,
The one and only.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
co-founder of Indie2.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, me and Alex not here this episode.
Yeah.
We just bulling.
Yeah.
All right.
We just bulling.
You coolin'?
Do it a little different.
Yeah, we do it a little different.
I'm like 32, yeah.
So who got the quote of the day for us?
Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, Nick, Jesse, Alex. Good Lord, Nick. Tighten up,
Yeah,
bro.
man, you introducing us.
Yeah.
He feels, he ain't on, you ain't on his grind.
Yeah,
Alex,
yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
Alex Alford.
That's what I'm talking
Alex
about.
Alford.
That's
And
what-
Jesse Chambliss is the
Solo.
third.
That's
Yeah.
good, we here.
All right.
Alex, you got the quote?
Oh, yeah. So the quote is, Jesse has the quote.
Alright, did I, damn, I wonder if I said this already. But it's all good, I got another one. Alright, this came from, actually, I went to church last Saturday. Alex knows, my grandparents are, Pentecostal, I think. So they go to church on Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what they, it's all good, yeah. So I went there with them, last Saturday. And, one of the, guest pastors, one of his quotes were, or he got it from somebody else during his testimony. He was telling the backstory. And basically what he said was, you can't be depressed when you're thankful. So, like, when you know how when they always say, go to church, you're supposed to praise God. Okay, let's say I'm depressed, but you can't be depressed and thankful at the same time. Your mind can only be on one thing. So if you're too, so that's his analogy was, okay, if you come to church positive, ready to praise, you won't be depressed about last week. You're too busy praising. So that's just a good way of thinking of it. That kind of stuff. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Yeah. But not even getting spiritual. Like you can't be you can't be depressed when you're thankful. If you're spending time thinking about the positives in life, then you can't be depressed at the same time. Or how about this? And if you are, then you're breaking yourself. That ain't nobody else's fault. But go ahead. What you counting? Yeah. We always good with it. Counting. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I would just venture to say.
Venture.
yeah. Because actually, that's
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know.
They won't in the Bible nothing, so it ain't stamped there. Go ahead. I mean,
I was gonna say
serious.
maybe you can feel some type of way about some things and still be grateful for what you have and things like that.
Well, he was saying, you're right, and he was saying, well, how about this? Voicing that. So that I'm grateful, not just in the back of my head, I'm grateful for what I have, but I'm still fucked up over Shawty. No, he's saying you're voicing, I'm grateful, and that may be diminished in your head, maybe. If you're actively voicing it, kind of you'd be manifest.
Right.
If you're actively saying it, you won't really be spending time thinking about X, Y, and Z. If you're actively saying it. Right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Right. So I was thinking the same thing. Two things to do it.
Yeah.
But no, I guess he's saying, stick on one side, voice that, be vocal with that.
Right.
So,
word. Yeah.
As well as
focus
words. Yeah, Alex, you know what I mean? Yeah. Get on your grind. So.
Yeah, grind. Yeah. Merch. But it's not ours. Yeah.
So, one of one.
All right, so like I said, Ethan Evans in the building. So before we start asking questions, Ethan, tell everybody what it is that you do or, who you are. A brief synopsis.
I'm a creative entrepreneur.
Okay.
Father, husband, lunatic. I'm a little crazy. Bro, anybody ever tell you sound like Tyler the Creator, bro?
I've never heard that.
He does have the deep voice though.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It blew me for a minute. I was like, who the fuck is that talking?
I'm with you.
My man Nick, got the host voice.
Shut up to Tyler. Yeah.
But creative entrepreneur, father, husband. That's, in a short, all I do is whatever my brain tells me to do.
Word.
Yeah.
So multiple sources of income. Basically.
Yeah. If you want me to dive into it, So,
20.
Founder of 7th Level Agencies, advertising, video creative agency, video production agency. Also co-founder of Indie2, VP of Blaze Track. I'm an artist, not rapper. But in other ways, visual artist, I guess you could say that. So whatever my brain tells me to do, I launch whatever. If my brain says do it, I just try to put it out in the universe.
Okay, word. All right.
I guess I'll start off piggybacking off of that by saying when Nick said multiple streams of income. I saw you had a post a couple weeks ago where you said you haven't had a job in 5 years, and that's a blessing.
Yeah.
I guess go ahead and elaborate on that if you can, or what allows you that freedom to do that.
Yeah, man. So I mean, can I take you back a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Shit,
So,
man.
So I never really wanted to work. You know, the way I.
Oh yeah, to cut you off too, the reason why I had this question circled, you got 3 young men right here trying to figure out how we can do the same thing in a way. Right. So go ahead, preach. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Can you hold a job for longer than a year?
We have. Yeah, we all
feel good though.
No.
Of course not. That's why we asked you this question.
Well on your way then.
Oh,
That's step number one.
Yeah,
that's step
true.
number one.
That's true.
If you ain't comfortable, then you good. But yeah, no. So I'll take you back. Like I never really liked working for other people. I pretty much took care of myself from the age of 15 on up to adulthood, and I was out doing whatever I was doing. I got a backstory, criminal, whatever.
Everybody
you call
do.
it.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, but I mean that lifestyle spoiled me.
Right.
Because coming from, I dropped out of high school when I was 15. I dropped out of high school, ended up having kids at 16, another kid at 17. Had formed our own organization. This is what Virginia called it. They called it a gang, but we weren't really a gang. It was an organization. And that lifestyle kind of spoiled me. And so when I decided to go the straight and narrow path, the first thing people was telling me to do is, all right, now that I was facing 15 years in prison, and once I beat the court case, they was like, oh, now you got to get a job. And I was like, I don't want to get a job. You know what I mean? Like, I've been making money doing what we do for a long time, and I don't really want to, work for nobody else. So when I got the jobs, I was just depressed. I would get them, and then I would leave them. Like, me and my homeboy would joke all the time. We would get a job, and then, we'll quit it for stupid reasons. Like, I don't like the way the manager looks, so I'm quitting. You know what I mean? Like,
I do like the way the manager looks. I'm like,
but then I ended up getting married, and ended up holding the job for a little bit longer.
Right.
She was going to school. My wife's name is Fatima Evans. She's an author.
Okay.
I gotta plug her. She has a book called One Nation Sci-Fi.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, she was going to school for justice studies and law. She was actually one of the people that helped me out with the court case. But yeah,
hey, she down.
Of course.
But she would always say what is it that you want to do? And I was like, I have no clue, because when I was growing up, the only thing we would say, if we make it to 21, we'll figure this out. We got married at 20, so I was like, I'm almost there. 21 came, I was like, all right, then let's figure it out. Yeah. So I ended up going to school for network security information systems. I got my GED. I was like, let me learn. I want to learn tech. Because that was, it's taking over. Right. It's like in 2010.
Yeah.
But then I started falling in love with ways to make money online, because that was big. So I was sitting there, I was doing everything. I was buying the little scams you see at 2 in the morning, and I would make a couple little dollars from. They weren't really scams, but you know what I mean. Like it was one of those things you buy into, and not a lot of people was gonna make money from it. But I would get checks for like $2 to $5, like, all right, it works. I got a check.
Yeah.
That's all I needed was motivation. So long story short, I was working at a car lot, my cousin's car lot, city to city. And I was just depressed. And if you go back on my Instagram, you'll see this post. I think it was like 2015. I said, it's got to be more to life than this. And I took a picture of my cubicle and the cars that we were selling outside. And that day, I was like, you know what, bump this. I'm not going to work for nobody no more. So I ended up refounding my agency, because I started it in college.
Right.
But it was just a side thing.
Right.
It was like something to do to make money, because I was listening to everybody else. Like, oh, yeah, you live in the straight and narrow. You got to work this job. Make that the side thing. Nobody really told me, make my what I wanted to do my main thing.
Yeah.
And every time I would try it, even my wife would be like, we ain't got no food in the house, so you need to go get a job, bro. You know what I mean?
We all know that. That's
so, for me, it was deciding, all right, I'm going to treat my job like a job, but I'm going to treat this like a real corporation, like a real company.
Right.
So whenever I would meet people and I would talk to them, they said, what do you do for a living? I never said I sold cars. And my cousin used to hate it. He was like, you just getting everybody that come on the lot. You're not out there networking. So this is your company. This is not my company. Right. I'm not going to network for your company. I'm going to network for mine. So whenever somebody would ask me what I do, I build websites and shoot videos. That's what I do for a living.
Right.
And eventually that led me to landing a client that now they're a $50 million company. But they'll end up landing me a client that paid me, and this was in 2016, they paid me more than I would make in a whole year working for a project. You know,
That's what's
and
up.
I didn't know. I knew you could make that type of money, but I didn't expect to make it that fast. Like
Right.
almost like the minute I decided I was gonna do it, it was just the right place, the right time.
Yeah.
But I was doing stuff up until then. You know what I mean? So I just decided that that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna make my main source of income my company, and now I did that by just talking about it everywhere I was. When I was-
Manifesting.
Yeah.
Legit.
You know, and starting conversations. I got a whole book called Crossroads that actually talks about that. Yeah, I mean, you gotta start talking about it.
Right,
You gotta
right.
figure out what business people hang out. You know, I stopped hanging out with my homies and I started hanging out in coffee shops.
Right.
Started hanging out in bookstores, and Barnes and Noble, and you know what I mean. Those are the places I started going because I knew that's where the people would go. That they was going to buy their books so they could learn more.
Right.
And on top of that, the coffee shops, that's just where they went to go get their coffee. I didn't drink coffee. I ended up getting addicted to it, but I ain't drinking. You know what I mean? Before then.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, like, what has been your biggest challenge these last 5 years once you quit, working?
Me.
Really?
Yeah. Me. Because you get times where, like, you up here. So business is never this. It's never straight up. It's always boom. So you get times where, you go down and you may feel like what he was saying, like ungrateful. You realize you may have made $100,000 last year as a business owner, right? But this year you on track to only make 55. And instead of looking at how can I fix that, you're like, man, this shit sucks. Like, man, the business part of it, this is hard. Da, 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 da. So you start feeling down on yourself,
Right.
which keeps you going downhill.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the first 5 years it was all me. You know what I mean? The first 2 or 3 years it was all me. It was like I was going downhill and I would get stuck downhill. I'd be like, I look at the wife like, man, this shit ain't working. But I don't want to get another job.
Yeah.
She used to look at me and be like, so what you gonna do?
Yeah. Cause you gotta do something.
You ain't gonna get a job. You ain't gonna keep working. What you gonna do? And so it was just me. Like you gonna be your hardest, the hardest thing to overcome. Real talk. And I know that's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. This shit is real.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, that's how I feel, when
Yeah.
I'm doing, I do voiceover work. I'm still, trying to, get work and stuff like that.
We can talk after this.
So, just, there are some days where I just don't want to record at all, record anything. And there are some days where I'll just record 10, maybe 20.
So you just like push it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like listen to yourself too, though. It's a reason why there's some days you don't want to record. Maybe those are days where you just need to study it more than actually do it. You know what I'm saying? Like look at other people that are voice recording. And then the days that you're cranking it out is obviously the days you're motivated. Like we all we know ourselves. You know what I mean? I don't care what nobody say. Like I don't care how old you are.
Can't lie to yourself.
Yeah, you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
So if you ain't feeling like doing it, there's a reason why. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta find that reason why.
That motivation.
Yeah, even like I said, you just may need to not do it at that time. Like for real, like real talk, you just may need to take a break and just study versus try to push and do it because it may not be as good.
Yeah, that's
Like,
another form of learning too.
Yeah. Like as long as you're doing something towards your career, then you're good.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's legit. I guess what I want to ask you, shout out to Brian Robertson too. Who connected
for the
us.
alley oop.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Brian.
Yeah.
You always connect me.
At
That's
at your dad's event.
So
what's that?
Derek out Pops, who connected me to Brian Robertson. So,
Who had you?
Yeah,
1990s.
what do you know? Yeah.
Popped out. Yeah,
I'm here.
804 podcast.
Right.
Yeah. What in the world?
Brian can attest to that when I say start hanging out with people hang out. That's how I met Brian in the coffee shop.
Yeah, okay. So,
And he seems like that person that'll approach you too, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah.
That's exactly what you working on. And I was like,
Yeah. Well, tell me. Yeah, you tell me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
funny story. Me and Brian met 2 years before we even became business partners. It was hilarious. Like we met, he was like, "What are you doing?" I told him I own an agency. He was like, "I'm gonna tell you some work." So we worked together for 2 years before he was like, "I want to be a part of that thing, the other thing you're doing." You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Hey, move maker. Yeah. Dream chaser.
I say going off of relationships. You mentioned this a little bit before we went on air. Your cousin Romy.
Romy,
Yeah. Well, I guess you can explain
call
your
her Pooh
relationship.
Bear.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess explain your relationship with him. I guess he's your partner in what?
Any two.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Or how'd you guys got to get to doing that?
I mean, we grew up.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
Nah, so the short answer is he saw the idea. So the way we came up with YouTube, it was actually me and my brother.
No.
But my brother didn't necessarily want to be a business part of it. He just wanted to help, wherever he could.
Great.
But me and my brother was sitting in my mom's crib, and we was like frustrated because he was trying to show me this artist and on YouTube, but then every time he would show, like, we would get lost in like the stupid videos, and then he'd be like, "Oh damn, that's right, I'm supposed to be showing you," you know what I mean?
Right.
And then it was like he couldn't even find his own. My brother's an artist too, so my family they have a record label called Me and Green, the label, and like he's an artist too, and so like he was getting frustrated about YouTube, the algorithm, and they don't show people enough and stuff like that. So we ended up starting it, and we ended up talking about how the fact that YouTube just sucking pretty much as far as the algorithm helping artists. Artists.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all a question. What do you think is the number one form of entertainment on YouTube, and the highest grossing form of entertainment on YouTube?
Music video.
Yeah, I probably have to say music videos.
Music streaming. Yeah.
Comedy and skits.
I knew.
I
Music
believe.
is 14.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I guess because those are the quicker ones.
but it's more artists than comedians.
Right, so I'm saying, that's why you were saying,
Everybody's trying to do, comedy and skits nowadays.
Yeah, it started to become a saturated market. You know what I mean? But like that is another reason. I was like, you know what? It's not really a lot out here for independent. And then on YouTube, who are the ones that they show the most? The ones that are signed,
Yeah,
the ones that got the backing, the ones that
Yeah.
So we got, we just got frustrated, and so my brother was just like, yo, it would be cool if we had something, and I had the skill to build it. So I got one of my other partners, Vinod, and a couple other people who use his resources, and we built it out. So when we started building it out, he went and told Romy. Romy's a businessman. If Romy was here, he'll tell you his story too. Did a 6-year bid, got out, hit the streets as far as business is concerned, and became successful fairly quickly.
Right.
So when he heard about it, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I want it." You know what I mean? So that's just pretty much how
Like
that
how you
works.
keep it in the family too. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Like we always try to do it. You can't always do it.
Right,
Yeah,
of
we
course,
always
of
try to
course.
do it.
Nah. I mean, everybody got crazy input or something. But I would say, how did you get into just I guess like the this industry, like the creative industry in general? Like when did you figure out all right, I know I want to do. You might have kind of dived into it a little bit when you were talking, but yeah, when was it all right, this is what I want to do? What was it that really?
It was actually something I had forgotten that I liked. You know what I mean? Like the creative industry. Like when I was a kid, I wouldn't play with my toys normally. First of all, I got many siblings, but I'm the youngest, so
Right.
I was always on my own. My oldest brother was 56. So
Okay, yeah.
So whenever I would play with my toys, I'd be by myself. So the first thing I would do is I would make a movie out of it. You know what I mean? I just didn't have no camera.
Right.
We couldn't afford it. So I was just.
So you were the camera,
Yeah. I'm cutting and action and doing all this. I'm playing with my toys that way. And so it was something I loved doing when I was a kid. And my pops was creative too. My brothers were creative. Even though the environment around us was wild as hell. But my brother was creative. He was rapping. He's been rapping since he was, 14, 15 years old. He's almost 40 now. My pops used to write for Smokey Robinson way before I was.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
word.
way
That's
before I
what's
was even thought of.
Yeah.
My mom was a singer too. That's how they met.
up. Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Cool.
But
Small world.
yeah, real small world. But it was something that I had forgot that I loved to do, and then through business, I was just like, you know what? When I got enough income to start,
Right.
I was like, let me go back to doing things that I like to do.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, building websites is cool, but it's tedious as hell. You know what I mean? And when you got a team, when I developed a team, I was like, all right, now I can focus on some other stuff that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got back. I got back into it. I say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I would say, I had someone tell me this, you got your bread money and then you got your dream money.
Yeah.
So you're saying you got the grind, you got to work and stuff to get your money and stuff. Then you got and then you got the dream where it's okay, I'm gonna put this kind of like what you were talking about a little bit, just a different verbiage. I guess when if you could like kind of impart, like kind of tell us how you were able to break away from, all right, like I gotta work a job, to like, okay, now I can put everything into, you know, like the dream, and it be profitable, you know, to where it's like also, you know, for everyone else and all that, be more realistic, you know, in the real world. Because of course everyone, the visionary already knows the vision, but you know, like for everyone else.
I put myself in a position where I was forced to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like some people call it taking a step of faith, you know, a leap of faith or whatever.
Yeah.
But the real thing is, I was like, you know what? Fuck this job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what it comes down to.
Yeah, like I was like, fuck it. Like either I'm gonna do this. If I'm really talking to myself about doing and being an entrepreneur, then be a fucking entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like that's all it was. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna leave this motherfucker. You know?
Right.
But I mean, granted, I did have, like I said, I had a client that paid me enough for a year, but I didn't know what the fuck I was
It's never
doing.
gonna be set. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right, yeah.
You know? So it was like I just, all right, fucking, I'm going.
Right.
And you know, I looked at the wife. I was like, I ain't really asking for your permission. You know, you either you with it or you're not. And if you ain't,
That's how you find out everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
don't
she was
know
on board.
about
She was on board.
Yeah,
You know? She was like, well, do it. You know, like, fuck it. I tried to support you as best I could.
I don't see him changing his mind. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, babe. Okay, I'm still leaving. You know, I can't wait. Okay, I feel better now. But yeah, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the answer to your question.
Yeah.
I guess the last one we got is I guess, you know, with the times how they are now, you know, COVID-19, everything going on.
Corona.
Everybody always focus on like the negative part of it. I'd say for you and your companies, what's turned out to be the best part of it?
People are online, man.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And they create
numbers are high right now. Yeah.
Yeah, they creating still. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting tired of seeing the coronavirus albums.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, people creating, bro. Like they just
Like never
they got
before.
nothing
You're
else
right.
to do.
You're right.
That's like even with Blaze Track. Like, you know, Blaze Track is a platform where we connect people with record labels and stuff like that. But them been buying up everything on Blaze Track because they just been sitting there. You know, they ain't got nothing else to do. They're like, well, I just created this whole album. Now what? I can't go perform. You know, so the best thing they could do is just submit it to, you know, a label or submit it to an A&R or, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So both IndieTube and Blaze Track been going crazy.
That's a good point to make.
So business is booming.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's good. That's good to hear. That's actually good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, plug. Like, we finally got artists and creators that realize that they can sell their content on our platform. So, like, they're starting to do that now.
Oh, yeah, I saw that post today. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What we got, Nick?
Well, as far as topics, you know, Logic is retiring.
Oh, yeah. I never asked you. Are you a big Logic fan? Not a big. Well, you're not a big Logic fan. But, like, were you ever a fan of Logic?
I mean,
Besides-
here and there. Yeah, just hearing them.
You a Logic fan? You ever?
I wouldn't say I'm a fanatic, but I
Not a fanatic.
I like him.
Yeah, he's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess because he came out with like his last album too,
Oh.
so he's retiring on
No
that.
pressure.
Yeah.
I actually got Under Pressure, his first one, on CD.
That's a pretty good album. That came out like we were in high
I'm
school.
Josh Tyler.
Yeah.
You listen to your own music.
yeah, right. I play my own, so yeah, voiceover music. Yeah, I voice over other people's shit. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, hey, get the bag.
There are times where I was like, I really wish I could rap. Like on some like, yo, please just
You
play-
can. What do you say? If I can just do it.
Like on some.
I mean, that is
I saw his face. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right.
You might be somebody though. We were just talking about
You might be
JJ
somebody. Yeah, you
We
might
just
be
talking about JJ Fish though, like real talk. You know?
That's the definition of fuck it. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah,
confidence, man.
Because the thing, if I rap, I would want like quality content. Cause you got rappers out here that.
So he said he holds himself to a standard.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not just about the bag.
That might not be there. That might not be there. Right. Yeah.
But I
If it's there, yeah.
I would want to drop like classic albums, not just like drop an album. You're like,
Right.
hey yo, fuck it, just give me my money.
Right,
Like
yeah.
some shit people would remember.
Yeah,
Is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, they,
You don't remember something about something about you would never forget that.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Y'all talking about it, right? He get the check off right there. Appreciate it.
Fucking sponsor him, Mike JJ Fish.
Yeah, honestly. Come on the show. Yeah, honestly. But
Pay me in diamonds. Yeah.
So I guess forget about Logic. Yeah, I guess.
No, but the album was good.
Yeah, no, you listened to the recent one?
I listened to No Pressure.
I haven't. So I'm sure it was good. Oh yeah, to piggyback off of this, he is retiring, but he did just announce that he signed like an exclusive deal to Twitch. So right back on your point of everybody's online, and it's like a 7-figure deal. Apparently. So that's a good way to retire. Off of this.
Me personally, I think he's gonna be back in a couple of years.
I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe, I think too, he might drop.
Because Jay-Z had a false retirement and then came out with what?
Well, apples to golly, that's a total poll of people. Yeah. But also too, a little tidbit I heard, Twitch is like the best way of streaming stuff. I forgot what the stat was than all the other streaming platforms. So what he might do is drop an album on Twitch. I'm calling it now. He might do something like that. Because if he's getting exclusive, because niggas just can't be playing, well, there are niggas just playing video games. Like, clearly. But I'm saying, in his sense, I think he might do something. Or maybe drop his old shit on Twitch or something like that to get some, like Travis Scott did some shit like that. Or had a concert.
Or drop his old shit.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Well,
That's tough.
Yeah. I can't talk. Yeah. This would be a censor thing, right? Golly.
All right, so sticking with music, before we get into the other topic, we got a little subtopic. Actually, on BET on tomorrow, they're doing they're chronicling No Limit Records. I can't wait.
Well, since this video is dropping Friday.
Yes, sir. It'll be on. The 2-part will already be out. You're right, Drew. You're right. Yeah, 2 parts will be out on Friday, July 31st, if y'all be seeing it. So you're right.
Let's just get some dates.
But it'll be. We'll talk about it next week. The first 2 episodes. It's like a 5-part thing, I think. So
5-part.
Wednesday at 9.
No Limit
Wednesdays
Records.
at 9. I guess so. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I think they're doing Rough Rider one next month.
Yeah.
Allegedly, like with DMX and all of them. But obviously both of y'all phones are way more important than this podcast, so that's fine. Yeah. The call log is way more important. Yeah. Alex,
Let me snap.
The man Alex snap on you again.
Hey man,
get the snapping. Yeah, get the snapping. Yeah, like Lord. Yeah. And he did it close range snap. See,
I was testing if y'all don't know.
But don't get surprised because that's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
It was the mic. It wasn't him.
Okay, well look at the mic. Yeah.
Hey, you gonna know if I snap in your face.
I think I saw him make a couple eyelashes come off. Yeah, God, on your knuckles. I was like, damn, now, yeah.
Click clack.
Wilding out here, man.
All right, so people have been talking about, of course, Chris Brown versus Usher.
What?
Saying who has like the versus thing. Everybody's doing the versus. So who has the more
Brown
hits?
said, but he's delusional, bro. Like
that's what people have been saying.
Alex B always have to lose. The versus thing. Everybody's doing the versus when they do on Instagram Live. Right. So people not saying who's better, but who has the more hits? Usher or Chris Brown? I know you're a Chris Brown fan. I'm a Chris Brown fan too, and I've actually been kind of defending Chris. Now I see what y'all mean with Usher. Because you play that first album, it's pretty much a done deal. You play Confessions, it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah.
But let's not shit on my man Chris. And let's not do that. Yeah, let's not. Yeah. And then another thing too, like he's still making hits. Like
facts.
Usher ain't.
What's the last hit he came out?
He did do something last year with but I'm saying
was it a hit?
Exactly. So I'm saying everybody's saying, "Oh, Usher got it." Well, yeah, Usher's done. Like Chris is still, and Chris was there during Usher's prime. So like you're not gonna get in the car and turn on the radio right now?
Wait.
Oh, baby, so tell me what you need.
I don't think I ever heard that song either.
That's the VA. Nah, but
this man, all you got to see it.
Exactly. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't have to know y'all at all.
Hey, shout out to Chris.
Right. Yeah.
Get them to sponsor us.
Yeah.
Get on the
Hey,
show.
please come on the 804 podcast.
But yeah, I mean,
And
but
then
I see for right now. I guess I see Usher.
He
So
signed,
that's
so
all.
he can't go.
Huh?
I said he signed. So
Oh yeah. Hey, we'll go. Hey,
Hey,
we'll
we'll
work that out.
shoot night. Hey, we get our Suge Knight on.
Hey,
Yeah.
Big Red, Big Red.
Hey,
You
you
got
know
that
what? We actually
contract.
gonna shoot a
Yeah.
commercial like that for real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Work. Oh,
Hey,
work.
hit us up.
Yeah.
Hit us up, cause we definitely be in that joint.
Where we shoot a commercial.
Suge,
I'm
Suge.
supposed to play Suge, you know what I mean?
That's perfect.
I'm gonna time all the
Yeah.
cat videos, overshadow your videos.
Dancing.
Hey, voiceover work right here.
One weekend.
So, in the actual versus battle that's happening Thursday, August 6th, you got 2 Chainz and Rick Ross.
Oh, for real? That's announced.
Yes.
That's all right. That's all right.
I was gonna say.
Rick, but go ahead now.
I was gonna say, who y'all think dance better, Chris or Usher?
Oh, I thought you were talking
That nigga
about
grind.
Ross and 2 Chainz. Whoa.
Oh man.
Neither.
Yeah, nada. Yeah. What you think, Chris? I say Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
That's
So then we can get in. So August 6th, who you got? Rick Ross, 2 Chainz. Hits. Smashes.
I want to say Rick for some reason.
But how well do you listen to both of them?
That's the thing.
I doesn't well listen to anybody. And I'm saying that not even
I'm gonna
a
say this, but if Jagger, if you ever watch this, Bruce Jagger is one of his A&Rs. If you ever watch this, bro, like I'm definitely not shitting on 2 Chainz, but 2 Chainz, bro, Ross.
Well, everybody says, well, yeah, but everybody. How about this? If it was a feature battle, what?
I like all my women bucket naked. What is that shit?
Hey, he was hot though for a minute. He was having your bitches bucket naked for a minute. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
With the Expensify video, I was weak as
But see, people don't talk about the fact there's different types of music though. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
Ross
true.
is a different type of
Oh yeah, of
rapper.
course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what
Like,
makes these things hard. So that's why I always preface it by saying they're talking about hits.
yeah.
Because it's an IG live battle, they're gonna perform their hits, and that's gonna be it. So we're not talking about just who's better.
Who got the most hits out of them too though?
Rick probably. Well,
Rick?
Probably Chainz.
you gotta think about what Chainz has been on.
Yeah.
Chainz has been on some smashes, but he's been the future.
So are we
It may not have been
counting?
his song.
Are we counting?
See, but
we,
it
we
doesn't.
count hits. You know, we count hits. But are
What
we
you
counting
can
game hits too?
perform.
Because you know he was on Grand Theft Auto too. And them songs was dope.
Oh,
as
for
hell.
real?
Yeah.
Well, he probably but that would be
I
yeah.
know,
One of
but-
them radio
I
stations
would've
that you
put
got
it on.
changed. Yeah, left, right. Yeah, right. Change the yeah. You didn't smash into something.
Yeah.
Bro, I was trying to change it.
Busted.
I remember I got out of a car to get to another car just to hear that other radio station. Because I was like, I'll ride the bus if I got to. Yeah, like, get out the car. Yeah, like whatever, bro. Can't stand that shit. Yeah. Be 80s pop. Yeah.
I'm still taking Chainz. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chainz. I can't argue with somebody that does. Like I said, I think when you can account for his features,
Yeah.
you gotta really think about that shit. Like, I mean, granted, I can't. Nobody's touching Ross. But,
First off, if we play Mercy right now,
but in his song. But I mean, his verse though is
His
turned.
verse.
Yeah, his verse was turned though. Yeah. He has some Jones with Juicy J. He got some Lil Wayne. He got some Jones with Drake. He got some Jones with everybody. He got some Jones with everybody. He got some Jones with me. Yeah. So nobody heard him. Yeah, like he just like I don't think I got around to
The
that one.
bitches they're in the vault.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Yeah.
And they staying. Yeah.
Shelved.
he got a couple with Young Dolph too. You know, I'm sorry.
Great. Hey, my man is allergic to young guys. Can't stand these niggas.
I personally like Lump.
No, I do. No, I do too. I have a couple songs in the playlist. I like everybody. This makes a decent song or two in now. You just one song goes in the playlist. That's how I just do it now. I can't but that's all.
So what influences y'all in music? I want to know that. That's my question for y'all.
Just what you. I just go by what I like for like. I think there's too much politics and shit that goes into it.
Like
for
whatever.
me to,
Like,
Alex, actually, I guess we can dive into it. Since you actually, run an Indian, industry, me, Alex, and Nick, we were just talking about this last night because we shout out to Melodic Mondays.
Yeah.
But now Alex hit us with the question. Do you remember your question?
Damn.
Remember your question for us was, what's the difference? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was like,
Because we listened to a bunch of different, independent artists last night. But go ahead. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, what's the difference between like what you hear like I'd say on the radio or just like like these
Mainstream
like, bigger,
YouTube, all that stuff.
mainstream artists and then like the independent artists that you hear
That's at the mom and pop shop.
Right.
Down the street.
Like what's the of course one's bigger than the other, but like other than that, what's the difference?
Sometimes there is no difference. Like sometimes they do sound exactly the same as somebody else because they're mimicking at the time. That's the only thing about independent artists is they're trying to find themselves. Some of them, But the ones that have defined themselves, like, I mean, for real, for me, a lot of them tend to be lyricists. A lot of them tend to be extremely talented.
Yeah.
A lot of them tend to be thought provoking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got radio, ready indie people. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was just something that I was kind of thinking about as like I was
Too,
listening. Yeah.
Kind of late.
I was like, huh.
I personally like quality. Like y'all know, I'm a big Biggie fan,
Right.
and Ready to Die is one of my is my all time favorite album. So I was listening to what was it, Machine Gun Funk. Literally, it's like I closed my eyes and I was just like,
So you want to be hardcore?
yeah, basically.
Put your hat to the back. Talking about the cats in your raps.
And I like
Looking like a snatch.
I like freestyles too. If you can freestyle just off the dome and it's
Shout out to
fire,
K-Los. Yeah.
it's like
Nasty.
that's just different.
Shout out to Mr. Rel, another nasty freak, aka Samurai Rel.
So I haven't really gotten to battle rap yet.
That's what I'm into. It's pretty tough. It's getting a little in now. A little saturated, but it's pretty tough. Like I'll definitely show you some people. It's pretty tough. Like I like people the way they scheme. That's another thing. And performance in.
Right.
Like it's actually a lot more effective than just the your mama did that. Oh like that. Like now it's like literally getting big. It's like a production now. Like even like videography and all that. Like it's really getting crazy.
I mean,
like,
especially now that caffeine, no play. The caffeine.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No cap. Yeah. But it's really getting nice. But yeah, it's real nice though to see. So all forms of art. But yeah, that was something I thought about even this morning. So,
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, so y'all niggas at the top, watch your back.
Yeah. Cause for real.
About to get my indie on.
Oh
Right,
shit.
hit with no money.
You get immersed in the world of indie, you find out there's a lot of talent, man.
Yeah, it's like honestly, and it's funny because we were saying that just going to Melodic Mondays, and that's just one place. But every time we go, somebody new, that has a new angle or something that we haven't heard, new sound. But it just might not be as the new sound like they do in mainstream. Like it just might be maybe now think about it, there might be a couple of tweaks, maybe a producer, like bam, or like the right like
I mean, it's all about connections in the industry.
Sure,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
They're like, oh
It's
yeah, I
control.
so and so's thing, boom, smash, like or it could be the difference of that, or just Joe was alright, I'm gonna listen to that link, bro. I got you, I got you, bro. I got you. No, I got you, I got you.
That's typically happens with a lot of
Pump
indie.
back,
And there's no more listen to my mixtape anymore. You got mixtapes. So now what they're doing is just tapping your phone. It's right there.
Took the nigga bank account information. Took the nigga
Let me get that real quick.
Alright,
Yeah, let me hold your phone real quick.
You went off on
Cash App everything.
This nigga done double tap my phone. Wait a minute, man.
I'm gonna cash up
He
myself.
tapped me too much. He tapped the pockets too much. Get
Then
pocket
cash
checked.
out. Yeah.
That's tough, man.
Sent the whole bill. Yeah.
Invoice.
That shit happened to me recently.
For real? Somebody took it, cash up.
No. I'm talking. Dude hit me, was like, yo, you trying to listen to my song? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, hold your phone up. Bah! The joint was like right there. I was like, what the fuck is that?
It's tough.
He got you though. But you know what? You remembered that though. Yeah, you remember that shit.
That's tough.
You gon' get that day. Yeah, we had to connect you. Yeah,
All my info right there on your phone now. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
All right, so we got soon, and was it September 12th? We got Tyson, Roy Jones.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I said a couple weeks ago we announced the nigga was back, and then a couple weeks later he
I'm
got
going to watch it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just cause, I mean, it's Tyson.
I said those are actually, it's funny because his favorite fighter is Tyson, mine is Roy Jones. So we gonna see.
I mean,
We gonna see.
a Tyson uppercut and a Roy Jones left hook.
Yeah. Or Roy get the dancing out that bitch, or
Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you watching videos of Roy Jones and he literally just relaxes his left hand and bam. I'm just like,
like he.
Shit, you ever fight like?
Yeah, I have it at the crib right now.
That shit is my
He
favorite
has
thing to
too.
do.
I hate X saying a special move. And it's funny though, it be pissing me off at the crib because he'll do like when you press X, and it's PS2, so it's older gaming. So he'll do it, but a nigga can still punch you. So he'll be doing it, and then. Oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And then he'll take all of his punching power away because it was a special move. So it'd be like,
You're supposed to do it after you daze.
right, or like, wait for him to do the right hook so you can dunk it at the right time. Yeah, then it's night, yeah. But then, like, in the fight night, nigga will get up. So it's kind of 9. I remember one time, but I swear to God, and you know how to do a chicken dance?
Yeah.
Like, 8. 9. But okay, if they say 10, that's it. I swear to God, he said 10. And then like he just kept matching. I was like, bro, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Like you gotta be
Yeah, that's
kidding
some
me.
glitch type shit.
Man, but yeah, I can't wait though. Like I said, it's supposed to be like 8-round exhibition. They got headgear on, so
That's
I was
not-
wondering if they.
yeah. They said
always fuck.
they said of course they both said they wanted not to, but they said they had to. Las Vegas rules, and yada. So I think it's supposed to be going to charity. I think like some of the funds or something like that. So.
If it's on pay-per-view, would y'all come to the crib and pay for the pay-per-view too? Like,
Well, I mean,
Like,
if you get
Nick-
pay per view, so niggas pay for it. We'll be with you.
no.
Per meet it out.
No,
per,
like-
per some chips. Per hot wings. Yeah.
No, like if
Let me
we,
order the fruit.
if we all put in,
Nah, we there, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Put some. Nigga said I'll bring some cups.
Yeah.
This nigga did not.
Some plates, some napkins. Yeah.
Like, no, this nigga, yeah, grabbed it from work. Yeah, like, I told y'all, bring them there. Nigga, nah.
Yeah, go to Wendy's, just be like, I don't want nothing, just give me a bunch of napkins. And
Oh yeah. Another thing too, as an undercard allegedly, Jake Paul and Nate Robinson.
Huh?
Jake Paul, you know, the YouTube guy.
Yeah, I know who you talking about.
Nate Robinson. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Like I said, they're undercard. That's one of the undercards announced. So.
That just discredits the whole fight.
Oh, you know what? Jake Paul has been boxing and stuff. I know, but he, you know, this is a YouTube thing. He's been boxing like other YouTubers.
Yeah, I know. That ain't
Yeah, I know, but you know, at this point,
Hey, Jesse, aren't
it's
you
more
on?
of a show. Yeah, I wish, honestly, everybody get a check. Yeah, huh?
Jake Paul fan?
Nah, hell no. But it's just, yeah. Well, you know, hopefully Nate Robinson, you know,
Which one is Nate Robinson? Is that the
short basketball player used to dunk all the time. Nate Robinson.
Oh, okay.
Won the dunk contest.
Yeah,
Yeah, like really short used to dunk. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
I see that.
It's funny because
I thought
he's short in
old
like
stuff like
NBA terms. I mean,
I thought
he's an old player actually, though. So that's why. it's
What
funny.
one of them boys?
Right,
is Nate
yeah.
Robinson?
So it's a basketball or the hoop ball? Like, yeah, yeah. Which you pick one. Yeah.
Edit that shit out.
Edit that shit out. Yeah. So I can say something else. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, honestly, yeah. So you know, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure they'll announce other, you know, undercards.
Is Day One gonna be there?
Hey man, I hope Las Vegas doing it up. It might not even be a crowd at that bitch, honestly. It might, you know, be a
We might have to
bubble
sneak
thing.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
And get snuck right out.
I
Yeah,
get
so,
2
yeah.
flights now. Shit, just can fly for a little nothing now.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, you can fly there, but you're not getting in, y'all. Like, let's get that out your head. Yeah, you over there. You get yeah, you be at gate A. Yeah, over there. Like, yeah, you're not getting in.
You're not leaving here.
That's
I mean,
cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some baller shit is flying over there knowing you can't get in just to get to the hotel and watch it and say you was in Las
And you
Vegas.
know what? And I have no problem with that, actually.
That's
If it was
cool.
on normal terms, I had no problem with that, but we can't.
Hey,
Well,
do that job.
we're not going to announce this. Yeah, and then, yeah. One of the niggas is watch the last episode. Like, nah, come on, bro. Like, we spilled the beans.
I'm at Jessica's house.
Yeah, Ethan and told us out. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're not in Vegas at the hotel. Yeah, the end. So, yeah, niggas that the end. Yeah. The INN. Yeah, so, yeah.
Comfort in. Yeah.
Niggas is in. Yeah, it's like, yeah, good lord.
I'm in for the night.
AC. Hit the box jump. Yeah. That's tough, man.
Just on my
So we'll see. September 12th, man. We'll see. You'll get knocked the hell out. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
kind of wish they weren't wearing headgear.
Yeah, I wish too. But we'll see.
Take it off.
Like I said, both of them in their
Tyson get
50.
knocked out?
Nah, ain't nobody get knocked out. I don't think so.
Oh,
Especially on Tyson.
my bad.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean,
I think it's gonna be closer than people think, though. Cause and that's another thing too. I meant to bring this up. Put some respect on Roy name too. Social media. Oh, Tyson's crazy. He's this. I'm like, okay, bruh. Number one, like that's cool and all, but Roy he is a defensive fighter. Like, and granted, I mean, you can get caught. Like anybody can get caught, but
That's
I mean,
the worst. That's kind of the worst
yeah.
thing to be with Tyson. Though, is a defensive fighter. Older Tyson. I don't know about Tyson.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll see. That's why I said I can't wait to see it. We'll
Or
see.
is it newer Tyson?
Let's see.
Younger.
Who? And then another thing, a point somebody made today too was, you don't know what type of Tyson gonna come out there. Honestly, I was like, you know what? No cap, yeah. Mike Tyson, yeah. Tyson, yeah. You don't know what Tyson. Nigga come out and Thawed out. Yes.
If Tyson comes out with the mindset when he had
honestly.
the fade and the part,
Yeah, and that's what Max Kellerman was saying. Like, are you coming in this fight to knock him out? And he kind of was like joking, like, yeah, I'm gonna come in and fight yada yada yada. But like it's a difference, obviously, from back in the day. Like, I'm going to kill. Like, this.
Back in the day was Iron Mike
But
fight.
another thing too, I'm sure for this fight to happen, he had to talk to Roy too. So I don't think anybody trying to get just killed. Like, they're both in their 50s. Tyson's 54, Roy's 51. So, what I mean? Niggas got kids, niggas got millions.
But you got old man strength too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not trying to talk that. Yeah, I'm not trying to. Yeah, I didn't punch you yet. Yes. I didn't touch you yet, my nigga. Oh my gosh. This nigga got the gloves on.
You know how you gotta go up like, all right, Joe.
Do you know how bad the promoter would be at your ass? Like, this nigga really. This is $3 million right here that we just had. This nigga over here passing out on the ring entrance. It's like,
Damn.
Alex Outford from yes. Come on, bro. Yeah, come on. My nigga went outside. Yeah. You didn't even get the money you're supposed to get. You didn't even.
Just go in the ring.
Chill, man. Chill.
All right, you're walking out.
Chill, man. I ain't never heard of a contract like that. All you gotta do is go and take the robe off. That's all you gotta do, man. Take the robe off.
Just make it to the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Tighten up.
They trying to push you now. You got like your crowns, like entourage. You can't even.
So this person shot. Yeah, bring it.
You fighting the people who are trying to get you in the ring better than you fighting the actual opponent.
Nigga putting on a show. Yeah, basically outside the ring.
Okay, you fight him. Fight him. Yeah, get the money. Golly.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah. You're not even getting money from.
I know I'm not a fighter. I'm just a trainer. I'm just a bitch, right? I know I'm a bitch.
Right.
But all you had to do, you
hit me harder than you hit. Go in the ring. Get the money.
Whole crew.
I would bet money on you, Alex.
What?
I bet money on you.
To fight who?
To fight Tyson or Roy.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Think about it. Buster W.
Did you just see what? Okay.
Yeah. On my grind. Yeah. Hey, I know one thing. I sell that bitch though.
Yeah,
I sell that fight. Woo, boy, Nick, what? We in Vegas selling after, cause I love it.
You gotta fight Chris Brown.
Well, but we all know, like a heavyweight champion of the world. Like, I'm out there. I can fight anybody, any day.
Oh yeah, you be like Rocky Five.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a sea. Yeah, it's like, alright, so he messed it up. Number one, number two,
I'd be.
We don't get. That's the deal. Yeah. All you gotta do is walk.
I'd be crying,
50 foot walkthrough. When rappers be like 100 foot walkthrough, basically that's all you gotta do is walk through. Damn.
You ain't gotta throw a punch.
Go ahead.
That's $3
Like
million.
just go in and just be like, all right.
And then ding ding,
And then what?
Nigga can hit one of these flurries in the corner before you
That's
go
all
out there. You don't even gotta go out there.
Dead ass. I'd probably run. I would just run. You
can't run for 8 rounds. Trust me, Tyson's gonna get mad at some point.
ring awareness, angle you off or whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
Or the goddamn ref. How about that? Yeah. Hey, you can't do that. Yeah, stalling. Yeah. To 1 point.
I'd be like 5 points. Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Okay, ref. Okay, cool. Am I still getting paid?
We're done. Yeah. He actually might call it. Yeah, he'll kaboom.
Am I still getting paid?
My job. Yeah. Can I clock out? Yeah. Honestly. Yeah.
Hey, and once I get the money, then I'm good. Yeah. Now
you can talk shit afterwards.
I ain't gonna talk shit because then he might actually. There ain't no ring. It's the whole world's a ring. Yeah. So. Yeah.
All right, so we got another Jesse Wonders.
Oh yeah. What is it? Third time doing it?
Yes,
Let's see.
third time.
We got third time doing it. Ain't stopped yet. Golly.
So what are you wondering, Jesse?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I actually don't know. I have no clue. Oh yeah. All right.
Tell you
Some a little. Well, go ahead. Nah, fuck you. Some a little controversial. Y'all still listen to R. Kelly?
No.
I ain't never really listened to R. Kelly.
No.
So not even. Well, first of all, I'm not saying you listen. Like I'm talking about just the hits. Like just the hits.
No.
You
Man,
can't
we
like.
kind of forced to listen to it as kids.
Cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Now. With, all the documentary came out, yada yada yada.
Nah.
And I'm okay. I stumbled across one the other day, and I enjoyed it. What was it?
No cap.
You know what? And it's actually really controversial. Your body's calling. It's something about your body calling for me. That's a banger. I'm sorry. Is it nasty? Does it make you listen? That's the really worst part about all this shit. It makes you listen to every word, and that sucks. How about that? That makes that that's why I say I'm not saying listening it. I'm just saying I stumbled across it. I enjoyed it for the song. All right, that's enough.
Separating the man from the music.
I'm not exactly why I stopped listening to it. Because once you listen and get all the facts and
it is a tough listen.
It's like,
besides the beat, because I was bumping with the beat, because it's hit me off guard. Yeah.
So
and it's God.
And I knew everything was unraveling when I saw that Gayle King.
Oh yeah.
That nigga unraveled. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When he said use your common sense, that shit is funny.
It is, and you know what? People put on performances as guilty niggas, yo. There is no better performance than a guilty nigga, man. A performance, yo.
This is my life.
Yeah, you can do that much acting in the goddamn trap in the closet, yeah. Honestly, bro, this man performed.
Then me fighting Tyson, yeah.
And it's kind of and what my thought process always was with that whole interview. Okay, just the average person looking at that.
He's guilty.
That nigga, thank you, Nick. So it's kind of if he was trying to do all that to make his other point, your whole point just got shitted on. Because what you were lobbying for, you end up doing the opposite.
You can't be more.
You were so afraid of being made look bad that you ended up looking terrible. It's
horrendous.
Bro, yeah. But there's just something. Like I said, I stumbled across it. I enjoyed the song. I did.
There are some that I will admit okay.
I mean, this step in the name of love.
Yeah, I mean, it is fucked up. It is fucked up though. What he did and what he sang in the song. Also, I just have to say,
and I think I got another one to come off you, but go ahead.
I hate that
he's a musical genius.
Yeah, he is. He's talented as far as his voice. His singing voice, yes. Even the song Hair Braider, that's not I don't think that's as popping. But my sister put me on that when I was younger, Hair Braider. Y'all never heard?
Man, you couldn't like that one.
Get the fuck out of here.
We on the proof. But I would, to jump off of that though, honestly, I'd say this. And I think people were making this point too. So we're not going to act like we ain't got no other music by no sick motherfuckers out here. We're going to act like everybody that we listen to. Because how about this? They're all innocent until some shit comes out. So we don't think of whatever we think of them until,
think about it.
Until the shit hits
every
the fan,
celebrity sells us something. You know what I mean? Think about what you know about the celebrity. Now, some of it obviously is the truth, but there's some. And I think I talked to you about that a little bit. Yeah, what? No. But I was kind of talking about the Meg and the Tory and all that, and that's wild and everything. But also I think about it everybody does something bad, and not to say that if you're taking advantage of the fact that you are famous and people are willing to do more for you and stuff, and you're doing more dirt, that's fucked up. That is wrong. Also everyone, it's so easy for everybody to be oh, you did da-da-da-da-da. Even if it's fucked, it's wrong, but, you're on the grander scale. So it's, obviously easier for everybody to be oh, you did that shit. You're disgusting. You're a monster, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's saying these things about you. Even, okay, let's say, even if somebody was lying on you, you know what I mean? But there was just a group of people that hated you. And I'm not defending R. Kelly or anybody else.
I was ready to put that right on your ass.
Yeah.
So don't you dare! I was ready to hit him with the hardest one. I was looking at his side. I was like, say anything, R. Kelly. Yeah.
You one of them type of niggas. You one of them swoosh type of niggas.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
indeed. Yeah.
But no. But yeah, I'm not defending any wrongdoing. But if Jesse were to do some wrong shit.
No, it's just everything this. I know what you mean. I was thinking about that the other day. It's just, every family has their shit. So when you see family issues as celebrities, it's the same thing. It's just magnified. Did you hear about cousin Jim Bob that did something? It's the same thing as hearing about Kanye did something in their families.
Right.
Yeah, it's magnified.
What's y'all's take on that?
No, we're yeah, that's the idea. We're gonna leave R. Kelly.
Well, yeah. It's kind of everybody, but
so how about this? Do something. Get us in the scandal.
What?
Put us on the map. Get us in the, put us in the scandal.
What? Like me do something?
Yeah.
Get in an entanglement.
Go ahead, take this. Hold on, yeah, I guess shout out.
Yeah. Anybody got any shout outs?
Go ahead, start off, Al.
Shout out Ant, young Ant. Shout out Stay Solid Rocky. Chill. Shout out Stay Solid Rocky. Shout out my man Ethan Evans. Shout out Drew, technical producer. TBH Camille, she does cards. Shout out.
Alright, you be alright. Alright, go ahead, Ethan. Yeah, bro, because it's not about you. Like, it's you with us. Yeah, go ahead, Ethan. Go ahead, bro. Shout out, Mr. Krabs. Shout out Sandy Cheeks, and they'll hold it down. You know what I mean, with the bikinis and everything at the bottom. Yeah, so go ahead, Ethan, man. Go ahead.
Bruh.
God.
Oh, man.
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, definitely. Thankful. Shout out to y'all for having me. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's stuff.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that was cliche as fuck, yeah, whatever.
Honestly, after I drilling him, I had to cool myself down. Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Romy. We talked about him a little bit. Shout out to Brian again. Shout out to the IndieTube team that we do have. Shout out to Blaze Track team, 7th level team. Shout out to the wifey, the kids. Sound like Michael Jackson. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all.
Every individual. God, look good for
In the whole universe.
Good. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I wasn't talking.
If I don't know you, fuck you. No, I'm just joking.
He said that so smooth too. Yeah, like God. No, I really okay. This here.
Of course, shout out my mom and my dad and my little brother. Shout out Randy Wilson.
Yeah, shout out to Randy
Wilson
Wilson podcast.
Yeah,
we met him at the
Brambley Park.
Yeah.
Triple L event.
Shout out was
Randy as that.
Latrice the Goddess. She's the girl who was doing the poetry and stuff.
Word.
At Melodic Mondays, she's leaving for Mississippi. So shout out to her.
Yeah.
Like I said, shout out to my little brother and my sister. Carlton. He just bought himself a car.
Yeah, I saw that. Called him here, Carl. Hey, true. But yeah, it looked fly.
And what it look like?
Well.
Oh, shout out to West.
I just
too.
like the inside.
Yeah,
Yeah, we ain't seen our man West, but
yeah. Lick on that man.
I'm up soon.
Are you gonna go all the way to Lubbock, Texas, and
lick Texas and lick
and a lick on my brother?
Lick a big Texas.
Lick a bit. Lick a bit. Nah,
yeah, he really did. Yeah.
I know exactly you gotta get back to Richmond.
I got a few people in high places.
We'll be on the Overground Railroad. Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna be on your ass.
You're not gonna know.
I like a lick.
Oh, I will.
Me and my man got connection.
He gonna tell me.
You putting me in this?
Oh wait.
I ain't fucking with Tyler. Tyler created crazy, bro.
Wait.
Really is. That's actually funny. Yeah. I guess Nick said, shout out Melodic Mondays. If I didn't do anything. Shout out Rated R. LeVar. His mixtape Synergy is still out. Shout out Smith Knight. His mixtape North Chesterfield is dropping Friday. So when this comes out, it should be out. Repping the Kids at Play shirt. We'll get that.
Shout out Jalen, bro.
Shout out Rotate. Yeah, shout out the whole Kids at Play family.
Yeah.
Follow the one and only Phoenix and her YouTube. Saucy remix music video from KT to God, our last guest, coming out Friday as well. So when this comes out, you'll see this. Shout out my granddad. His birthday's today. Well, on Tuesday. So
happy birthday, Pop.
Yeah, turning 22. So
hey.
we'll see how that adds up. Yeah, right. Yeah, about how the future and all that adds up. Yeah, that's all I got though.
Shout out Physical Fitness, Derek Alfred, Dad, lay man.
Yeah, man, setting us up.
My dad doesn't really have a business, but shout him out. He works hard.
Yes, sir.
So
that's his business. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You my business. Yeah, it's like, wow, that's a lot of business. Yeah, go ahead. Too much business.
This guy. All right, so like I said, thank you, Ethan Evans, for coming out. IndieTube. It'll all be in the description. Shout out Andrew too.
Yeah, shout out Andrew.
Yeah, Ratatouille back there. Go ahead.
All right. So this was the 804 podcast, episode 32.
32.
I'm Nick.
Jesse. We'll see if y'all heard
All right.
that. Right, I don't even know. Go ahead, Alice.
Alright. Oh yeah. And I'm
It's
Alex.
funny because he got mad about it at first, but then
What?
fucked it up at the end. You were mad about the intro at first, but then you messed up the.
And then just press the whole bunch of buttons.
We out,
All
man.
right,
We
we're
out.
out.
We
Let's
out.
go.
We out. Next, so we're gonna start doing that tradition. We're gonna have our guest every week sign the hat. So you can be our first one.
Yeah.
This is the ugly hat. We're gonna have you sign it. Go ahead, give my man a marker. Wherever you want.
I'm gonna sign on the easiest spot because I can't write.
Wait, on
So you the first. So we starting it with episode
32.
32.
There you go.
On the ugly hat.
Aye,
Ugly ass hat. Yeah, no.
Oh,
cap.
ugly
Dirty old New York. What the fuck kind of hat is that?
New York Rangers.
I got it from Depop. And
He got disappointed.
Hey,
no, like,
his confidence got popped. Yeah.
Real life, I had when I bought it, I was like, oh, this is kind of nice.
One